What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PixelPlay Podcast. My name is Adam, aka CS Radical, joined as always Kaylan, aka Catastrophe, and Chris, aka Jin and Chris. We are here to talk about the Nintendo Direct, the recent one. Most importantly, asking the most important questions, like, why the hell is the Virtual Boy coming back? Can someone please tell me why the Virtual Boy is coming back?
Because it is a lost classic.
To who?
People who like the color red.
Have you ever once played video games but look like you're watching it in thermal vision?
Ever played video games that wanted to hurt your fucking vision?
Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, I think I needed glasses like within the year of trying that when I was a kid. So,
well, we'll talk about that and more on this week's episode. But first, as always, well, how's everybody doing? It's weird. I'm mad because it's getting warm again. Because I finally got used to it being not AC weather, and now it's been warm again. And now my body's like, but that's not 20. What's this?
Yeah.
And I'm dying in this room again.
Hot Boy Summer Part 2.
Yeah.
The Electric Jugaloo.
It's that one thing of we're getting used to the fact that September is no longer when fall starts. It's when summer can't decide if it wants to go away or not.
No,
yeah.
It's beautiful. It's summer feels with fall aesthetic. It's perfect.
If the weather would just stay consistent enough.
I did get the chance to go out to, my parents live out near the beach, so we did get to go out in that area, and it was fucking perfect weather for that. But I played baseball over the last weekend, and my socks for baseball are black, and I felt like Sid from Toy Story was sitting there with a magnifying glass over my socks whenever I was on base. I'm just sitting there being like, please hit the ball. I need to run, because if I stand here any longer, I'm going to fucking get set on fire.
Yeah, it's still not great, Brace. It's too hot. Too hot for that.
And if you're asking, well, why don't you wear white socks? Because it wouldn't work with the uniform, okay? I do have a bit of gay in me. I do have to color coordinate. Well, you've already set Kaylan off, so we're good.
I just wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
I am wearing pink too, so come on, I'm already going full bore here. So.
Oh, that was good.
Well, now that I got Kaylan in a good mood, how you doing? What have you been up to?
I showed you guys. I am working on the crummiest desk right now because my wife took back her work desk. I'm literally recording this off of a bar stool, so that's going. Other than that, I've been playing my way through Metal Gear Solid 1, finished that up, and got thoughts on that one, which I'd like to talk to in a little bit. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
A little bit. Why? What are you holding back?
I guess we could talk. I was just going to give Chris a second to talk
about
how he's doing.
Wait, it's your turn. What are you holding back on me for?
I was going to give Chris a second to talk about how he's doing. I thought it was just an open question.
No, I don't care about Chris.
Fine. All right. So yeah, I finished Metal Gear Solid 1. Beloved game. Classic game. This for me is my first time playing Metal Gear Solid 1. My only experience with Metal Gears as a series has been beating Metal Gear Solid 4. I don't know why I jumped in there. Didn't particularly like it. And I played a little bit of Metal Gear Solid 5. As the resident Splinter Cell stealth action king here, along with JRPG King, we're two titles. For me, I was eager to try this and kind of see what it's all about. I want to get into Delta and stuff, so I figured start off with MGS 1. And I was curious to see whether it held up or not. And the way I'd put it is up there with the games like GoldenEye. It is certainly an important game. I could see how this was groundbreaking and how this was exciting and how this was really innovative at the time. In 1999, I believe, when this was released. Just like GoldenEye, I see the importance of it. I don't know if this holds up as a game. I think if this game didn't have the pedigree, if it didn't have the if it wasn't coming with the grandeur of Metal Gear and that sort of reputation behind it, I don't know if this would sell me over. I like it. I like what it does. I like the story. The story still holds up. It's really cool. It's really interesting. I really like to see what was going on, the turns, twists, all that fun stuff. Gameplay wise, this doesn't really hold up, and there's a lot of things there. First off, the controls are atrocious. I was playing with the D-pad. I tried using the analog stick, and it just wasn't super intuitive in that way. Like, I felt it was better to control it with the D-pad than the analog stick. I think the lack of camera control was an issue. There was a lot of times, especially later on in the level, where I was getting spotted, sniped, shot at, and I couldn't even see where the person was. And it's like really hard to aim or do anything to kind of combat that. So I felt that was kind of frustrating. I complained about it the first time, like the close quarter combat, where if you want to try and choke someone out, it's just as likely to screw you over and set off an alarm. And it happened to me lots of times, which then spawns more and more enemies coming out. I didn't like some of the boss fights. I felt like they were kind of annoying in that sense. Like, I was doing like the sniper wolf challenge, and like I was supposed to probably be sniping her, but I just ended up like using Nikita rockets because I just didn't want to bother with sniper rifles, because once again, not fun to use weapons in this game. And so for me, like, the gameplay wasn't what was carrying it. It was the story and like the ambience that was there. I do also find that some of the things that were impressive at the time don't hold up now. So for example, I did like the Psycho Mantis level, and spoilers if you haven't seen this, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably do. But that idea where like Psycho Mantis like reads your thoughts and stuff, and like what you've been playing, it's not super interesting anymore, because all it just says is like, oh, you've got clean memory, and like, I'm gonna make your controller rumble, and it's like, okay, cool. So like it's once again,
also, it doesn't work the same way as it would have if you were like 12.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So like, yeah, and right now we're watching like the level where you're like fighting the dogs. Like, this was annoying, and like the amount of backtracking you have to do in this game and go through these annoying levels was like kind of frustrating. So like for me, I liked the game. I liked what I could see how it was innovative and how it was significant at the time. But if I was to show this to someone in 2025 and say, hey, check out this awesome game, I don't think people are going to be like resonate with it. So that's kind of where I'm at with this game. I'm going to go over to like the second one. I'm going to play Sons of Liberty. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm into the franchise now. I'm hoping that the gameplay gets better as we go. I just felt a lot of this was like very convoluted and like not intuitive with, modern aesthetics and stuff. So it was cool. I'm glad I played it. I'm glad I experienced it. I can see the significance, but for me, it's not something that holds up anymore. So if I was to go to rate it with our 6-point scale, I'd say that this game, ignoring its like significance in history, but just like how does it play in 2023, this is around a 4. Like, the story's pretty good. The dialogue's cringe at times, and I don't know how I'm supposed to take this game. It's like sometimes it tries to be like super serious Tom Clancy novel, and then sometimes it's just G.I. Joe. Like, it just swings back and forth in terms of the tone of the story. So yeah, I'd say overall to me this game is a 4. Significant, I appreciate it, but it doesn't win me over in 2025.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, because even just looking at the graphics, as soon as you mentioned the D-pad, it brought back all those memories, because yeah, like, this game I think came out even before the PS1 had the analog sticks, or maybe they did have it, but they weren't sure if all the people using it would have it, like that specific controller, so they design it around the D-pad, which is rough for this kind of game for sure.
Yeah, like we're watching right now, like the clip of them fighting Sniper Wolf, and it's like hard because you get hit by Sniper Wolf and you're like, scope gets all jostled, and it's like, all right, well, now I got to find them again, and it becomes a pain in the ass.
Don't get shot.
Especially if your radar gets jammed, it's even harder to use it, like, to play this game. So like, there's just some choices where it's just like, I don't know, it didn't age well, and that's where I'm at with this.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I like, though, that still you're saying that the story is still quite interesting, because I think that the story was obviously probably its biggest selling point at the time. And the other thing I would say that I don't know if you mentioned or not, for me, would be the music. I still feel like the music and the ambiance kind of sounds like, sure, it's maybe not the highest of quality from back then.
Is so cool when you're going like in a big hallway, like when you're walking towards Metal Gear and all you hear is just like that.
Yeah,
super cool.
Yeah, that, and then like the obviously the theme song and the other like very dramatic music that they played.
The dramatic music is so over the top sometimes when they like do like death sequences. It's just like soft piano. I'm like, all right, this is a little heavy-handed here. Like, tone it down, Kojima.
Yeah, I also love that you said that the dialogue could be cringe, because the amount of times in that game where they say something dumb like, "Do you think love can blossom on the battlefield?"
Yeah.
What? No. What?
Not
People are not going to war and wondering.
Not the time, Otacon. Not the time.
Yeah, like there's so many other things that probably they're thinking about. Like, I don't want to die today. That's, I think, what people were thinking at the time.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of times where there's just like cringy dialogue, and it's just like, oh my god, like I want to skip this.
Yeah,
but it's cool. Like I said, I really liked it. Like, I think I moved past, because like I came to this like with Splinter Cell being my take, and I still think I prefer Splinter Cell because Splinter Cell feels a little bit more grounded, realistic. Like I said, a lot of times this felt like a G.I. Joe cartoon. So which is fine. Like, I the first time I played it, like, I was kind of prepared for more. Like, it comes across and it looks like it's going to be a deep, like, you know, political espionage game, and it's not. Like, it's superheroes and super soldiers fighting each other.
Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm. And I also love that as we're watching in the video here, where it's showing Sniper Wolf, we're showing the advancement of sniper women and how their shirt is very low cut at first. Mm-hmm. And by the time we get to Metal Gear Solid 5, they're just in a bikini.
Yeah.
That's that's not. No, it's because she breathes through her skin. She doesn't have a choice.
Yes. That was really important for the story.
Yeah.
Oh, Kojima.
Oh, and it's fun when all the butt shots in the full, 32-bit, rendering. Oh, primo.
Where was that part in Final Fantasy VII?
Wasn't.
Figuring out which boobs were Tifa's out of a myriad of Shimmer soldiers?
And just triangles. Is that an arm or a boob? Who knows?
That'd be the real challenge. Which is it, a boob or is it an arm or is it Cloud's hair? You be the judge.
That's clearly a shoulder blade right there.
It could be, actually.
So yeah, I liked it. Like I said, it didn't dissuade me. Like, I feel like I had to kind of go through it. And now I'm excited to kind of go through the rest of the series. So
nice.
Yeah.
And then you can just skip playing the original third one and just play Delta instead.
That's my plan.
Yeah, I do want to get into Delta. I do one day, but I got too many things on the go.
Speaking of too many things, what have you been up to, Chris?
I actually beat 2 games, which had been a while since I've done that, but that's because the 2 games I was playing were big, very big.
80 hours.
Yeah, one was like 70 and the other took me a little over 50, I think. So, yeah, there was a reason I hadn't beaten a game for very long. Therefore, I'm not going to have anything hugely shocking or new to say. Because the first game, for example, I beat was Metaphor Refantasio. I've talked about that for the last 3 weeks, I think, on the podcast. I have very little to add. It is a perfect JRPG. It's like a 6 out of 6 on our scale. There's nothing bad I can say about it. The best way I can describe it now that it's all done, it is a PlayStation 2 JRPG released in modern times with modern quality of life things in the game, from the quality of the voice acting, or even other things like fast travel and that kind of stuff. It is just a fantastic, incredible game. And when I say it's a PS2 JRPG, I mean that as an incredible, I mean it as a good thing. I mean it as a compliment that it's a PS2 JRPG, because that was kind of when JRPGs were, it was one of their primes. It was like Super Nintendo and PS2, huge, prime times for JRPGs. But yeah, this was incredible. And I even messaged Adam when I was done, where it was a typical JRPG where it has 4 endings. It was like Return of the King in Lord of the Rings, where it's it keeps feeling like it's about to end, and then all of a sudden it just keeps going, and it's when is this over? That was an ending. So many endings in this game. Final boss is beaten, I'm in the town, it's giving a bit of story, and then all of a sudden I have control of the character again to go find somebody. I'm like, why am I playing still? I thought I beat the game. It's over. Find somebody. Cool, here's your cutscene that's very as friends, we defeated God and love wins, or whatever in JRPGs they say. And then
You're
they
forgetting
walk
about
into
the power
camera.
of friendship.
I was gonna say the power of
yeah.
friendship.
Yeah,
It's
it
always
was the power of friendship. Yeah. So, we through the power of friendship, we won. And then all of a sudden, it fades to black. All of a sudden, there's another cutscene. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, what's happening? Credits roll, credits end, another scene shows up. And I'm like, what is happening? I already know what's happening. Leave me alone. It's over. Let me go play another game now. But, that joke aside, the game is truly fantastic. One of my favorite things is just how, like, the fast travel is so good in this. You can fast travel not just to, like, a town, but to pretty much any, even, like, armor shop and stuff in that town, like, instantly as soon as you've been there once. That's incredible, because JRPGs, as we know, a lot of it is just traveling around in the world, which was cool, like back on the Super Nintendo and those days when you had that airship and you got to go real fast and go everywhere. But, I mean, it can be a bit of a pain. And here it was just like such a godsend just to have that. So, yeah, this is a 6 out of 6. I love all of the quality of the game, where it's like a PS2 JRPG, but like brought up to modern times, but still keeping that old school, like just quality turn-based JRPG-ness, with some quality of life stuff. The voice acting was incredible. The art style was like insane. Loading screens were more beautiful than some games I've played in total, like just insane. But yeah, so this one, fantastic. The other game I played and beat was one I didn't even think I'd ever end up actually getting, which was the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora game.
Oh, yeah.
It is actually really good. Like, when I finished it, I haven't even uninstalled it yet, because a part of me is like, maybe I want to still go into that world. Kind of like how I felt at the end of Cyberpunk 2077. Now, it is not as good as Cyberpunk 2077. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that even close. If I had to give this a score, I would say it's somewhere between a 4.5 and a 5 out of 6. It is good. It is quite good. It is a lot of fun, and I think that what it surprised me the most is this is a Ubisoft game, and everybody was like, this is Far Cry in, Pandora. And at first it does kind of feel like that, but it's like Far Cry if you remove all the annoying crap that Ubisoft normally has in its games. And I think that's why I liked it so much, because what I went in expecting is completely not what I got. Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, one of the biggest things is those towers for fast travel. I mean, even Final Fantasy VII Rebirth threw those stupid things in. They're not here. When you get to a Na'vi camp or any of the major headquarters or resistance groups or even enemy bases, once they're destroyed and stuff, every single one is just an instant fast travel point. So you never actually are too far from an objective that you would want to go to. And there are still collectibles on the map or things to go to, but there's only a few. And it's kind of like, all right, well, there's an oil rig, which maybe you want to destroy because it'll help bring the pollution down in that area. And you'd want to maybe do that because, one, it's actually extremely fun to break into the bases, because you can go stealth and actually just destroy the oil rig so the whole base explodes and everybody evacuates. Or you can be like, maybe I'll just be a sniper with a bow and take out all these people and they're going to not know even where I am. Or you can go in just guns blazing with a shotgun, because you get kind of human weapons as well as Na'vi weapons. And you just go in and try and survive that way. Yeah, but you want to do that because once you get rid of the pollution in the area, other plants grow, and some of the other collectibles on the map. There's something called a bellspring flower, and when you just touch it, your health increases permanently to a higher number. And then there's another flower, I can't remember the name of because it's something very Pandora-y, but it gets you a skill point for the skill tree when you're there. So there's actual reasons to go to a lot of this stuff, but even then, I almost never went to them. I only went if I looked on the map and I saw there was one of those bellspring flowers for your health, where it was within 500 meters of me, and it's cool, I can go there in 3 seconds. I might as well. You'd tag it on the map, you'd get a green thing, so you knew exactly where to go on your map and everything like that. And then poof, I'd go and touch that one specific flower. But yeah, other than that, the actual gameplay, it is open world. and it is fairly large. I wouldn't say it's too large. It doesn't feel like Horizon Forbidden West or anything like that large, where it was too big. But this one immediately starts to feel pretty not that big, pretty small actually, because you get an Ikron, which is the flying mount that you're seeing in the video now. You do have a bit of the game before you get it, but it's honestly within the first like 4 hours or so when you finally get one. And that just opens everything up, which is really, really cool. There's 4 different biomes of Pandora you go to, and it's the story that takes you there and all that kind of stuff. I was never bored traveling around. The graphics consistently blew me away. Now, I was playing on PC, so I was able to turn them up a bit, but still, it's just like, even I think the gameplay you're seeing right now, it's got PlayStation controllers, so it's probably being played on a PS5. The graphics look fantastic, even there. Like, it is just such a nice looking game, and I'm very surprised they were able to pull it off the way they did, because there is vegetation everywhere. And I know that's normally very taxing in these games, so it's pretty crazy that it looks this amazing, even on consoles. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The story's really cool. It ties into the first Avatar movie like ever so slightly, but it's mostly Easter eggs, so it's kind of its own thing. If you've never seen any of the movies, it's super easy to understand. It's like there are humans, they are here, and they're like drilling Pandora for its resources because they fucked up Earth. You're from Pandora and you want them to stop, so you are like trying to stop them because you like your planet. Like, super easy story. There's only a few characters that you got to pay attention to, both on the good or the bad side. There's huge story moments. There's the huge big ending mission kind of idea where it gives you the warning, like, hey, by the way, you'll be locked into this final mission for a long time. There is this hacking mini game that you're seeing kind of on the screen now. It's like not the most interesting, but it takes like 2 seconds to do it, and it's more just to like hack into computers. I think you might even be able to skip it in the options, to be honest, if you don't want to do it. Yeah, honestly, it's just, I do highly suggest it. I don't know if I would suggest everybody, if you're not an Avatar fan, like it's not going to be as exciting for you because a lot of it is like the wow of Pandora and the characters and stuff. But this is consistently now going on sale for like low $20 range. I picked it up for like $24 in the summer. I highly, highly suggest it for anybody who is just looking for an easy open world that's never too challenging, doesn't have any like bullshit moments where you're like, this isn't fair, this was not exactly great. There's no grinding or anything. There is character levels, but it's about just upgrading your gear. I never had to like go and upgrade gear to do the next level. There'd be just the odd enemy base that clearly was meant for like later on, and it's like, clearly I'm not supposed to do that one right now. Yeah, it's a very enjoyable game that I would say is like good quality comfort food. It's not going to be like a game of the year for me or probably anybody because there's just so many other like better ones out there, but it's like beautiful. The music is beautiful. The voice acting is great. I played as a male Na'vi, and it's the same voice actor that's Miles Morales in Spider-Man. And he does an incredible job as his character. It's great all around, and it's just kind of fun, honestly. So highly suggest it to anybody who either feels like a cool open world, or if you love Avatar, you're going to love this. Like, this is so similar to the movies. It's obviously insane. Yeah.
So that's one of my detracting points from that, because like I saw this and like I'm not an Avatar fan, so like when I saw the Avatar theme and stuff, I was just like, oh, this doesn't entice me at all from that perspective. Like, I saw the first movie and I was like, it's fine. So to kind of hear that it's good despite that, like, is kind of something to keep on my radar.
Oh yeah, like, you do not need to be a fan of the movies. If you hate Avatar, that may be a little different. If you're like, I hate the Na'vi, they're blue, I don't get it. Fine, maybe this isn't for you because you have to play as a Na'vi.
Yeah.
But it's just like literally like, oh, people trying to destroy the planet. You're one of the people that's in a group of people that wants to stop them from ruining the planet. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, I don't like bow and arrows and stuff like that. You also get an AK rifle and a shotgun. So it's kind of like, do you want to use the more Na'vi, or do you want to full go just human weapons and make it a lot more Far Cry like, I guess. Like, yeah.
Cool.
See, y'all are going to hate this. I just think this looks like another Star Wars Outlaws to me. I don't care.
This is actually in the same engine as Star Wars Outlaws, I found out, which was very weird because the two games look to me very different. But yeah, apparently it's the same game engine.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so satisfying sniping soldiers, by the way, with a bow and arrow. If you do with a bow and arrow, it's like an instant kill. And when you get them from an extreme distance and it's silent because it's a bow and arrow, oh, that is... I took out an entire base bow and arrow once just like sniping from around the edge. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, Adam, what about you? Have you played things?
Honestly, not that much. I'm kind of in a hurry up and wait mode because the Trails remake is coming out on the 19th, so I'm just kind of not really starting anything too crazy. So I've been dabbling in small stuff. MLB is still keeping up with content because we're almost getting to the postseason now, so it's ratcheting up a little bit more before the end. I've grinded about as much as Helldivers as I can want to now, so I've kind of got that part covered. So I've been dabbling in small stuff, so I just ended up booting up an old classic that, release another version of that I kind of liked, and was just something like easy to just pop in for a couple hours and mess around with. And Chris, you'll be surprised that this is one that I bring up, but Democracy 4 is the name of it.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's basically a simulation game of you just taking charge of the current leading party of whatever country you choose to be. They give you a few options, like obviously you got your mainstays. You'll have the U.S. and Canada and England and Australia and Germany and other countries like that. Obviously, I pick Canada on my run, just because it's what I know. And you basically get to play your favorite part, which is let's see how much I can piss off the rich people so I can actually, not have us in a deficit all the time, and then see if I can make that work.
I love it.
It's nothing too complicated. Like it looks daunting when you look at a screen for the first time, when in actuality, like it's just it's really just a case of the game only gives you so many points every turn to whether you want to enact a new policy, adjust current ones, mess around with your cabinet if somebody's being a bit of a bitch because you aren't being nice to the things that he wants you to. And every turn they'll bring up something to you. So like on the screen right now, if you're watching on the video version, it's showing that, these people got convicted for poaching, and it's asking you to make basically a one of two options decision on how you're going to deal with the situation, and that will affect on how some voters view you. So depending on what you do, you might say put in a plan that, you want to lower the income tax so that way the middle class are a lot happier with you, but that means that you now are not getting nearly as much towards your income that's coming in. But then maybe you turn around and go like, all right, well, fuck the rich people, so let's up the corporate tax. And you bring that back up, and then, you made the middle income happy, you've made a couple other sets happy, but now you've pissed off the wealthy, now you're pissing off the capitalists. So, it's a matter of, okay, which way do you want to go? And it's you kind of adjusting based on the viewer, the votership that you have to deal with. Because you can't just obviously just go full-blown, communist Russia on everything and assume it's going to work, or go the complete other way in that. You're not going to be able to go, full Christian nationalist either without pissing off a bunch of people. Now, eventually, maybe the game over time can make it work the way that you want it to, but generally speaking, you got to find the sweet spot with whatever area you pick. And eventually, as things get better too, if what you do ends up, say, lowers crime, or it increases the GDP, or it's lowering unemployment, eventually people start to transition more over to certain different sides. So there is ways to expand and change the voter base on what they view. But generally speaking, you're not going to suddenly be just about, let's say, the youth vote and not still get a bunch of the retired vote or whatever else. You're going to have to try to find some sort of a common ground. And it's just one of those games that you pop in, you fiddle with it for a few hours, and then you're like, yeah, I think I've done what I need to do here, because you've either failed exponentially or you've succeeded and you're basically now God King. So it's not anything that I'd say is a crazy one. This is almost in a weird way, even though that it does seem daunting with the amount of icons that are on the screen at any one time, I think this is actually a relatively this kind of genre, where it's one that you pretty much understand mostly everything that you're walking into, because most of the policies make sense to what you understand if you're even remotely been around this mortal coil for at least a few years. So it's nothing that's going to be too complicated to you. It might take a second to kind of figure out how the interface works, but like once you've nailed that, it's pretty straightforward what you got to do.
This looks like what Excel experts used to unwind.
Kind of is actually.
This looks like the most PC game I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's definitely not a console game. That is correct.
Imagine
Gabe
playing
Newell's
this with
Jesus Christ.
Only on the
controller.
Nintendo. Actually, no, this could work on DS back in the day with a stylus. Now it would have been really tiny fucking icons, but
It would have been, yeah. I mean, but the funny part is this is also like right up my aisle. I love PC games like this.
oh yeah. And again, like it's not one that's going to take too much of your time. But like I did like one run like in the last couple of days, and it's like maybe 4 hours worth, and then I'm like, yep, and I got that out of my system.
Nice.
Burn it all down.
Pretty much. I mean, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
Now apparently there are mods that are coming with it, and I'm just like, no, I'm not going to complicate this any further for me.
Yeah.
My only like complaint is that I wish they would have like way more like what's the word I'm looking for? Like way more minute policies, because like it's very easy if you spend most of your turns instituting new policies. It's very easy to run out of the ones that you're going to use, because like if you're like me and you're not going to go down the religious route, there are a ton of policies you will never touch. So eventually you start to go, well, there's not much else I can do other than fine-tune stuff, so I guess I'm just here now. And that's kind of that's usually the point where it ends for me, where it's just like I've enacted almost everything I want to, and I've fine-tuned it almost as good as I can. So it's like it's really just adapting to what the game throws at you, which is depending on the difficulty level you're playing. Like I'm sure if I played on a much harder difficulty, it'd be different. But like just playing it on normal, it eventually just gets to a point where you're like, well, there's not much else I can do, so I guess I'll just hit the turn end and see what happens. But like it's more for like that first like couple hours where you're setting everything up.
I'd like to see this game, but redone in a like small town municipal politics where it's like, where should you put the stop sign?
Well, enough about SimCity.
yeah, that's or city skylines.
But otherwise, yeah, that's all I've really been up to. It's been a bit of a I shouldn't say dead week, but like it's that right around that point where a lot of games are just about to come out, so I've been kind of being patient for a little bit here.
Ghost of Yote.
I said good games.
Ghost of Yote.
But speaking of potentially good games, Nintendo did do their Direct recently. I know even Chris was like, oh god, I forgot that was like the last 7 days.
Yeah, when I was like, oh, what are we talking about tonight? Kaylan, you're like, oh, probably the Direct. I was like, my goodness, that was in the last 7 days. That feels like 2 months ago. What the hell?
It's been a week.
Gosh, yeah, apparently.
So, I mean, there was some stuff. So, again, I'm just going to come right to the chase. What the fuck? Why is the Virtual Boy back?
It's their Switch Online. I mean, them bringing the games, I could see it. Like, they bring other games like the Game Boy Advance and all that.
Yeah, but like, think of the amount of stuff from like the Super Nintendo and the N64 and other, even GameCube, if you really want to go. There's all these games that they could be bringing back, and they're like, you know what we should do instead? Bring back that thing that pretty much everyone's repressed from their memory.
I think they're doing it. This is the conspiracy hat in me. It's because you can sell pretty much a mandatory peripheral.
That's
all
right
the
there.
other ones. They do sell a GameCube controller, which you can use with the Switch, Super Nintendo, NES, N64 controllers, and pretty much none of them are mandatory. You can play all the old games without them. I've never owned any of those controllers. I have my Pro controller, and that's it. The only one I could see is like maybe the N64 controller if you're going to play it a lot on there, because that controller just is so fucking difficult to translate to a normal controller that's not weird. But here you could never play a Virtual Boy game other than, the weird headset thing, which was even weird back then. But now they get to sell this thing that looks like the original, so you can put it on your shelf or whatever. Plus, you can put your Switch in it, but I think it's mostly about selling the peripheral to fans who just like want the nostalgic thing on their bookshelf. I have a feeling.
I was going to say
that's
lines. The real question: how many people are actually going to play games with it, or are just going to have it sit on something?
I'd play it for 10 minutes and then sit on my shelf.
That's the thing, like, because I think like this is like not inexpensive either. I think it's like $100 or something like that for this.
110 Canadian, I think.
That's $110 more than I'd spend on it.
So like my thought is like, yeah, there's like an argument that they maybe like they see there's a small market for it and people are like buying secondhand Virtual Boys and they want to lock in that market. Sure, that's probably a thing. But like, Virtual Boy only had 22 games.
Yeah.
Like, are they going to release all 22 games? And at that point, if you buy this console for $110, you're basically paying $5 per game.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you have to pay a perpetual license in order to use this, right? Like, it's not like you get to keep the games.
No,
like,
and it's the expensive tier too. It's the Switch Online plus expansion pass. It's not even in the normal tier that most people have if they do subscribe. So
I'm inclined to say with you, this is probably just a way for them to sell peripherals and then lock you in that, like, now you have this peripheral, so you're like, all right, might as well keep Switch Online plus expansion.
But it's not even a good peripheral to lock you in on.
If I'm putting my even more tinfoil on my hat, I wonder if this is like a way for them to test the waters of getting to VR, right? Like
weird VR where you put a Switch into a headset.
Just like, hey, it's a thought, right? Like if it's like, hey, there's we sold out of these Virtual Boys in a day, right? Like we can't keep them off the shelf. Maybe they do look at building a Labo 2.0 that fits on your head. Like they've got the screen already, right?
I mean, no offense to Nintendo, if that's the actual plan, I really don't think it is, but if that's the actual plan, they do understand that Nintendo fanboys will buy whatever they sell to them. So like, what's the point in testing?
Yeah, that's true.
The one thing though is that like we're looking at like the old Virtual Boy games. Like there's nothing stopping them. Like once you have this peripheral to make new games that use this virtual like reality aspect, right? Like
true. That is true. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because Labo I don't think sold very well. I don't know a single person who had it. And they even kind of have like a Labo, like there was a different version of the Virtual Boy was much cheaper and just pure cardboard. So I hope it's $5.
But I think that's the reason probably why it didn't sell very well, because a lot of people were like, how much am I paying for cardboard?
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm kind of excited for this Virtual Boy in the sense I know people are going to eventually just put on Facebook Marketplace for like $10. And then I'm putting one right there on that shelf for the podcast because what the hell else would I do with that fucking thing?
See, the problem with Labo is that it falls in this Venn diagram of like the people who want to play Labo are the 6-year-olds who would break it in like a week. And I'm not dropping money on Labo for my kid to like break a cardboard craft.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, this is like, I feel like a peripheral they get to sell. It's mandatory if you want to use it. Nostalgia, they're hoping there'll be just some dudes who are like, oh man, I never got around to getting the Virtual Boy. It's the only Nintendo console I never owned. I have to pick one up, blah, blah, like.
But Malibu Stacy has a new hat.
And it's funny because, they have only like 22 games. And I think in the Direct it showed like 15
games coming.
Yeah, like it's so many.
But it's not like 12 are available at launch. It's like 12 are planned to be released because like you imagine that Nintendo doesn't have like now not to say that they won't have more, but I think they have like initially like 12 or 13 planned for release, and it's like all right, well maybe there's like licensing aspects that they can't release all of them, so we may not even get all 22 games.
Yeah. I was just laughing when I saw it. I was like, it's almost like Nintendo's trolling us with this. Like this feels like I'm being like, I felt like it was almost an April Fool's kind of joke thing. It's kind of what you'd see in a Direct on April 1st. Like, just kidding. But it wasn't. This was a real Direct at a real time.
So, it was a choice.
Yeah. See, Kaylan's like, they're testing the waters for a VR thing. I'm like, no, I think they're just testing the waters to see what else they can get away with.
Yeah, they're just like, how we can make money. We sell those amiibos. People like physical things.
It's like let's reach out to China and get this like $5 3D printing thing done, and then we'll sell it and make millions of dollars off of them.
Yeah, yeah. I have a funny feeling it will sell out. I do feel
it's 100% going to sell out.
It's got a Nintendo label on it. It will absolutely sell it.
You could literally put like Nintendo on used syringes, and it would
Nintendo is the Kiss of the video game industry.
Used syringes.
Kiss had air guitar strings.
No,
that's a real thing.
I'm looking this up now.
Do they have a Nintendo label on that? That feels Nintendo-y. That's insane.
Holy shit, they do have air guitar strings.
I wasn't kidding.
Why? Yeah. Oy, oy, oy.
There you go, Chris.
Hang on.
Air
Hang
guitar strings.
I'll take 2.
I mean, hey.
Wow. Yeah, all right. Wow, Virtual Boy. Well, I guess I'll just say it out there too, more ask you guys, what did you think of the Mario 40th part, like right at the beginning? Good?
To be honest, I was kind of like, wasn't what I was expecting, but like, I liked it. Like, I thought I'm very excited for the sequel to the Mario movie coming out. Like, I thought that was great, and it's awesome to see the new cast coming out.
Yes.
It's interesting that it was like a 40th anniversary, but it felt like it was a Mario Galaxy anniversary.
Yes. It did feel very Mario Galaxy-ish, because that was pretty much the only main Mario game.
Yeah, it didn't particularly feel special in that
That's
sense.
how I felt. For me, it was
Especially
like
because
cool.
the movie trailer didn't also come off as anything special. Like, I'm sure people that are wanting to the sequel are excited anyway, but like the trailer they showed off, I'm like, it literally was just nothing. And I know they don't really need to show anything, and it probably hasn't really gone through very much yet. But like, I'm in the sense of, what was that trailer for? Like, you could have just easily just said with a graphic that it's in production, and it would have had the exact
And to be
same
fair,
value.
they did. This is one of the things that, like, side note, just talking about, like, the presentation wise of Nintendo, like, they need to really up their game in terms of how they do directs, because, like, it feels really weird and stilted how they do it, because they'll be like, we're announcing a new movie, Mario Galaxy, or Super Mario Galaxy, and then they're like, we're announcing, and then, like, the host would come back on, it's like, we're announcing a new game, Super Mario Galaxy. It's like, yeah, we just saw that. Like, you don't, like, you're not contributing anything to, like, repeating what was said. And I felt there was a lot of times
Nintendo Directs are basically like over elaborate PowerPoint presentations.
Oh, that's 100%. It felt like
yeah.
a PowerPoint presentation, and it's like, what are we doing here? You guys are Nintendo. Like, you guys pioneered this, like...
They're supposed to be the fun people.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. And it's funny because they're indie directs or whatever they call those ones where it's all like indie devs and third party and stuff. That's just like trailer after trailer after trailer. And it's like, here's another one. Here's another one. Like, there's no person there. Like, you're in a conference room in a suit talking
And
like about
that's
it
the
and everything.
thing. Like, you've got the execs there, and it's like, well... And not an issue that, like, they don't speak English, but it's just like, we're watching a trailer, and then we have an exec coming, repeating the information through a translator. It's like, well, what benefit do we have of seeing Nintendo executives just standing there and repeating what was shown in the
It
trailer?
really
Yeah,
feels like
completely agree.
they already have everything that they know is going to be ready to go. Why can't they just, let's say, take another week and just send it off to a small team at Nintendo of America and have them do their own version of it that goes out to English speakers, and they can do their own thing in Japan for their Japanese audience. Like, it seems like they're doing this weird thing of like, well, we just have to all do it in one shot, and then we'll let the translators deal with it afterwards. And it just ends up coming very wooden.
I don't even think it's a translator issue. I think it's more just like the content of what they're saying. Like, you're not saying anything new or like, you're not giving me more information. It's just, hey, I'm reiterating what was on the commercial, and it's like, okay.
But I think that's because of that, because it's coming from the Japanese side where they're all business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it feels like a business meeting.
They need to, like, maybe that's what works in Japan. It doesn't here. They really need to do something different for the Nintendo of America side, similar to what Sony used to do with Kevin Butler back in the old PlayStation 3 days.
Even not Kevin Butler, but like...
No, but I'm
like,
saying in the sense of, like, just something that's a little more Western geared, where it's just something that's meant to be more like, hey, here's something a little more, like, off the cuff and interesting and, like, a little more, like, different than what others are doing. Because Nintendo tends to be the people that are always, like, on the island to themselves doing something completely separate from everything. And yet here they are being the most boring, basic, cookie-cutter, business-esque, thing. It's like... If Square Enix was still doing their presentations, they'd still be the worst because they were the ones that were literally doing a PowerPoint presentation.
Oh, yeah, they literally... Yeah.
But Nintendo is just a cut above that, and they're supposed to be the cool people on the block, and they're the ones being the most, like, basic bitch, I guess.
Yeah. That's why I like their indie directs, because they've just got a guy who's like, and now here's one with the blue blur in a car, and then it'll be like Sonic Racing, and like the guy speaks for like 5 seconds, and then there's the trailer, and then after that it shows like the date it's coming out or whatever, and then boom.
It makes
Guy
me
says
miss
something
Reggie,
else,
honestly.
Oh yeah,
Reggie
Reggie
or even
was
like
fantastic.
I think of like PlayStation with like Jack Tretton or something like that, right? Or
Yeah.
Phil Spencer, where it's like they come out and like they're not just repeating what was said, but rather just like, hey, you know, here's some more information, or like here's why you should be excited.
Yeah.
They need to find a guy and just let that be the guy for a while.
Yeah.
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 Sorry,
because they
I
had the
derailed us there.
Nintendo Treehouse and stuff. Like they have all these cool ideas and people that work there and do all that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Not very fun. But I'll also say like the Mario Anniversary stuff. It's weird because I liked it. I was like, wow, that's a lot of stuff that was announced. They had the movie, tennis, Yoshi game, remaster or whatever you want to call it of the Galaxy games.
And this
Like,
time it'll actually stay on the storefront for more than a
and
couple
it'll
of weeks.
say, as far as we know. But also, like, I felt like underwhelmed by it. It was like a lot of stuff around Mario without like, here's a new Mario.
Well, I think that's the thing, is that like there isn't anything new in the sense of like Mario Galaxy has already been released, right? And I actually am very excited because I never played the original Mario Galaxy game, so like I'm excited to go in and play it. I think it's a good value, like $80 for 2 games. Like that seems pretty reasonable, especially like Mario games. It's Nintendo. But like it wasn't anything new. It's a Mario remake. It's Mario Wonder, re-released.
Oh yeah, the
and that
DLC
game's
or
like
whatever.
a year. No, it's just a re-release. And then there's like a DLC where you can play mini games. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mario Tennis, which like we've already done.
Yeah, I was a little bit weirded out by that, being like, really, we're already doing another tennis one? Are we that devoid already? Like, there's not any other sport you could pull out?
Yeah, I was surprised about another. Oh no, because they did already do.
Well, they did
already
golf, but like
golf
they don't.
and soccer.
And
they did another
Strikers,
Mario
like,
Strikers. Yeah.
They couldn't come up with anything else. Like, you couldn't do hoops again.
Yeah, they haven't had a hoops in a while.
But like, yeah, so like there was
Or
nothing
hey,
new. Like
go
the
with a new
closest thing-
sport. Let's invent another. Let's do another sport. More sports exist.
Mario
Mario
BJJ.
Whoa, this is a family channel. Whatever you just said, Kaylan.
No, so like the closest thing we had to a new game is Yoshi. And no
Yeah.
offense, like those games, like there was an article recently about how Nintendo doesn't need to have new IPs because they just need to have like game mechanics and then they just transplant it onto whatever franchise they want. Yoshi is a game that needs a new format because it literally feels like the same game over and over with just a different aesthetic. Oh, this is the Yoshi where he's in a craft world. This is the Yoshi where he's in a storybook. Like, it's the same game with just a different, but in whatever.
I'd
And
even go
there's-
as far as saying I don't really want them to ever make another fucking Yoshi game because it's just wasting time.
I think it's for like kids.
Like yeah,
kids,
but
kids.
like I don't know,
Like you could,
it looks cool. Like it looks like basically a modern version of Yoshi's Island in terms of graphics, but like
yeah,
I guess unless you're a child, like who's this for?
yeah.
But like you could do so many different things. Like it'd be cool to see like a Yoshi 3D world game, right? Where you're like Yoshi in a 3D space. We've never seen something like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that necessarily is something that I guess it's just from my perspective. Like I don't know if I need another 3D platformer from Nintendo. Like and it's also the point that like I'd rather them just do something new.
Yeah.
I just
for me,
was
like,
hoping for a Mario game, like an actual just straight
That's
up.
the other thing. I'm surprised
the
that
new
there was
Mario.
no like Mario Odyssey 2 or whatever new thing.
Yeah, like a
not
3D
even like
or
not even
2D
a
Mario.
concept.
Yeah. So it was
Yeah, I
like
thought there
a
would've been
lot
something.
announced. Don't get me wrong, but yeah.
But
Yeah,
at
like
least
I would have been like surprised. Like it would have been awesome if there was like, hey, like here's like some Mario Joy-Cons or something like that, like a red and a green like Mario Joy-Cons.
yeah, it
Yeah.
felt like for a 40th anniversary they had no ideas.
Yeah, or like they had ideas and they're like, uh-oh, it's Mario's anniversary. What are all the games we're working on? Those are all related to Mario. Throw them in. Well, so yeah, of course they're related to Mario. 80% of our games are related to Mario, but they're not Mario games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like even just doing like a physical version of like a super mega version of like Mario All-Stars where it's just like a shit ton of Mario games just on a physical cartridge.
Awesome.
That would have been
awesome because like the only way you can play those games right now is with like the online membership. Where if they said, "Hey, here is the Mario collection," and it's like
you could say like from beginning all the way to like fucking like probably GameCube would be like a good cutoff point.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say like they already did like the Superstar, and that was.
And add Mario is missing, damn it.
But you could have done like the original like SNES and
NES?
like NES ones, right? Like you could have done
Yeah, that but that
Throw in
already,
a couple
like
Game
the
Boy.
Mega All-Stars where it's not just what the original All-Stars one on Super Nintendo.
Because they were talking about like all the artwork and stuff that they have in like the Nintendo Museum. Like you could have made it like an homage, like they do with like the Atari Classics and stuff like that, where it's like, hey, here's all the games, and here's like interviews, and here's artwork, and here's like behind the scenes stuff. Like it could have been a true celebration.
It just came off as lazy, to be honest.
Even like do it like in the sense where they did it with the Super Mario All Stars, where it's like, hey, this game's only available for 1 year, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like make it a 40th anniversary special where it's like, hey, yeah, this is only available for the year of Mario.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective,
Something.
there's not much for me to say because like I'm not a major Nintendo platform user anyway. But like when the entire direct is a lot of Mario stuff that isn't even new, and then we're also getting like other games that's like, yeah, we've known it's been supposed to be coming for a while, like Metroid 4. It's like, yeah, you finally got a release. Maybe. You never know. That might get pushed back.
No, to be fair, Nintendo's pretty good. Like when they call it day, they call it
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that it's taken this long. So my immediate thought is, well, we'll see.
I was talking to Chris, like we were talking in the Discord, find the Discord, link tr.w/PixelPlay, PixelPlay Podcast. Check it out. I was saying to him, like, one of the issues like I had is like Metroid 4 is probably the most anticipated Switch 2 game right now. Like I'd say of all the
100%.
games. And we had a 1 minute trailer with no
Just to show you the open world stuff, which made me
which
immediately
looks
go,
terrible.
that's
Yeah, it looks
not what
empty
this
and
game
void.
is.
No.
Right? Or it is, and that's the problem. Like I was saying to Chris, like my concern is that Nintendo is sending this thing out to die.
Honestly, to back you up on that open world bit with the motorcycle immediately went, oh, that's why this game's taken forever. They don't know what the fuck they want to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, because that open world part looked empty, boring, and not what I want in a Metroid game.
It looked like Mass Effect Andromeda's open world. I had flashbacks to that fucking terrible open world.
And like I can't remember, did they say what like when it's coming out, or was it just 2025?
December something.
It was a specific date. It was
So
like
they're sending
December 12th or 8th or
They're sending out a game. They're sending this flagship game out in December.
To be fair, that was Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's true.
To be fair.
The difference is Indiana Jones wasn't sent out to sell games. It was out to sell subscriptions.
But we didn't care about that part. We were just saying the game must not be good because it's being released in December where it's going to hide.
Yeah, and there was not too much info about it. That is true. But that open world part of Metroid scared the fuck out of me because I was like, I was really excited for this game.
Yeah,
what is this?
The difference is with Metroid, I actually think it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, I think the developers that are making this game are shit.
Yeah, because the first person stuff that they still have shown about Metroid looks awesome. Like the world where you're walking around first person. There's lava. It's bright and colorful and all this kind of
But
stuff.
now you got to ask the question, how much of that is that now?
Yeah, like is this open world how you travel from level to level? I don't fucking want that. That's dumb as shit.
Is it Breath of the Wild and just the dungeons are the first person parts now?
Yeah, like Metroid Prime, the first one, which is the only one I've played, mind you, but still it was like a Metroid game where it's one world and you have to like move around within it. It wasn't like, specific levels. It was like a Metroid game, just first person, which was very cool. I loved that. I don't want to get unimmersed in a Metroid game where it's like, imagine Super Metroid, but it's like, oh, to go to the next area, get on your motorcycle and drive there. Like, what are you talking about? Like, just let me shoot a door with a missile and walk through that door and, oh, new area. Like, I don't know. I don't know what that's for. A part of me is hoping it's this one segment, kind of like how, Kaylan, you're describing in like Doom the Dark Ages, where you get in a mech suit and it's this little thing that happens, and then you continue on and it's just like the normal game again. I'm hoping it's more of just like a chase segment with like a one boss or something. and not like a major part of the game. But
Nah,
I don't
man,
know.
half the game is motorcycle combat.
Like, oh God, it looked like it's an empty desert. Like, what is this, Star Wars? Like, come on, no more empty desert. We don't need that in games. I don't care how easy it is to just make that.
Yeah, we could be making a mountain out of a molehill on this one, but like the fact that so much of that trailer was dedicated to showing this bike, which is also called the Viola, which I'm like, guys, that's a terrible name.
Yeah, that is pretty terrible.
That's a terrible name.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I just hope that it's not. I hope it's like a 5-minute segment and they just thought it'd be cool to show that 5-minute segment at the direct and show something new. I hope that's all it was. And they were like, yeah, actually, that was a bad idea. I don't know.
The worst thing is that wasn't the dumbest or worst thing that they showed at the direct.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That is true.
there was another,
Can we talk about the Pokemon ripoff game?
Yeah.
All right, let me go on a rant here.
Here we go.
Nintendo
as someone who I know is playing Minecraft recently.
goes after Pal World and says, "Hey, piss off. This is our game of collecting monsters and summoning them to battle."
Even to the point of now
shit.
trying to patent that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have the gall to go off and rip off Minecraft, one of the biggest games of all time.
Yeah.
And they just slap their Pokemon little creature on there. It doesn't even look like it looks creepy as hell. That Ditto,
The Ditto human girl thing.
Like,
Ugh.
yeah. So
Why?
like, what are you doing here? Like, we're playing a Minecraft game, but you have to like find the Pokemon to get the power. Like, what are we doing here? Like, we have Minecraft.
That's their logic. It's like, see, it's not Minecraft. There are Pokemon in it, and you get abilities to do that. In like Minecraft, you would have to use if you want to get some dirt away, you'd have to use a shovel. But no, you can Hitmonchan it now. That's their logic.
I feel like the Pokemon developers have been told they have to make more games because it's an IP that sells like crazy in like merch and stuff. And it's like, you got to make a bunch of games, and it can't just be normal Pokemon games because people get upset if it's, a big
And just
Pokemon
make
game
mobile
too
games.
often.
That seems to work well.
Nintendo could slap Pokemon on used syringes, and it would sell like hotcakes.
Pokemon air guitar strings.
God. And actually with mobile, Pokemon Go was fantastic. That was a genius idea. I loved
By
that.
accident, probably.
I mean, kind of, but it was fantastic.
Wasn't
But-
there like news that came out that was just a way for them to build a GPS
Yeah,
using
there
all of our
was
data?
all of that. Yes, possibly.
But if we look past the evil, it was actually pretty good.
I just mean as a user, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, it just seems like Nintendo's pumping out like so much random stuff, and it like it almost to me seems like it would hurt the brand. Like Pokemon games used to be, you waited a while and then there'd be a next gen Pokemon game, and it was a big friggin' deal. It was like, whoa, X and Y or Diamond and whatever. I don't remember all the name of the games, but
I wonder if there's it
was a bigger deal.
I wonder if the issue though is it just got too big, right? Like for me, like I played the original Pokemon and I played Diamond and Silver and Gold or whatever. And then it just got to the point where there's just too many Pokemon. Like my kid's now getting into Pokemon and he's like showing me these Pokemon cards. I'm like, I have no idea what the hell that is. That's a spoon. Whatever. Like it's gotten to the point where like the spoof that like that South Park had where they just had like so many Pokemons, including Shu, turned out to be true. Like it's just there's just too many now that it's like, I don't know, like what are we doing here?
yeah.
I think it's also just a case too of like, because I was fine up until Ruby Sapphire, where that's where I kind of burnt out on it. Mm-hmm. But like, I think they're just catching new waves of kids every single time.
Oh yeah.
And like for like let's just as a like a very crude math, let's say like every new game brings in another new million fans, another new million players that have never played Pokemon before. By the time that's over, there's 50,000 that stay and never leave. So every time they make another one, that's new 50,000 that are always coming back no matter what they do. They may lose 950,000 because they're like, the next 150 go along and be like, well, those are all stupid. No, I'm not doing that one. Screw you guys. But the other 50,000 are there. And now we're like, how many Pokemon games? And so like they've already got a guaranteed, like, let's say 500,000 on top of the million new ones that they bring in every single time. I know the numbers are like way under what they actually are, but like, you get my point.
Oh, absolutely. Pokemon prints money. Like I had a birthday party here on the weekend, and like my nephew came and a couple other kids. My nephew and a kid were trading Pokemon cards in the middle of this party.
I was gonna say, yeah, you go to any convention, like if there are cards for sale, it's not Magic really anymore, and it's rarely ever Yu-Gi-Oh. It's Pokemon, and that's basically it.
Yeah, it's insane. Like these kids brought their Pokemon cards without even knowing another kid was going to be there. They just bring them with them because it's like, well, I have to bring this with me. It's like how I bring my wallet with me. They have to bring certain Pokemon cards just in case trading would happen.
They're bringing their Pogs in case they got to throw down.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there. Yeah.
I mean, are you really a Pokemon master if you're not bringing your cards with you everywhere?
I mean, holy crap, the amount of money that they make is insane. Like, I cannot believe it. But I think, Adam, you're right. I think it's like, is it the same people playing Pokemon forever? No, like I dropped off it. I go back every so often when it's like
I
a
know
big
like
main one.
maybe 2 or 3 people that are still keeping up with it.
Yeah, like I got Scarlet or whatever the newest one was, but that's because every so often, like once every 10 years, I get this craving to play through a Pokemon game, so I'll pick up whatever probably the newest one is at that point.
That was
and
me
play
with
through
X.
it.
Didn't go
And then-
very well.
Yeah, and then I'm done. And then I'm like, okay, good. I'm good for 10 years. I don't care what the next one is. I don't care about your ZA, Arceus, whatever the hell all these new ones are. I don't
Or the
care.
one that they just literally put a trailer for DLC for a game that hasn't come out yet.
Hasn't come out yet. That's not what DLC was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the game is out, it's full, it's done. And it's like people want more, so you keep developing beyond the game.
And we wonder why the conversation is constantly happening on the show now of why none of us are really ever playing AAA games all that much now.
Oh my god, they're all doing
Except
it.
for Kaylan, because he only plays like 3 games a year, so he has no choice.
It's still new to me.
What's DLC? No way. Gold edition? I'm in.
Horse armor, I'm down.
Now that I think about it, has anybody considered booting up Indie to play the new DLC, or is... I haven't gotten around even thinking about that yet.
I rarely come back for DLC. I find that like most of the time it feels tacked on or just like cash grab. There's been few where I'm like, man, this DLC was totally worth it.
Yeah, Witcher 3.
And yeah, Witcher 3 was a good one, yeah. So
Yeah.
like, but oftentimes I find I've gotten the DLC and it's just like, I don't need more. I'm good.
Yeah.
And especially if I remember correctly, this one takes place more in the Vatican, and I didn't like the Vatican part of that game.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would play it, but that means I would have to buy the DLC on my Xbox or in the Windows Store. And like, I only use my Xbox for Game Pass. And when I don't have Game Pass, I'll have DLC for a game I don't own. And it's like, what do I do with that? And it's like, I think $40 Canadian. And I'm like, nah.
Ugh.
It'd be different if I had bought the game on Steam. So I guess this is kind of a bad thing about Game Pass. If I had bought the game on, say, Steam, I would have waited for a sale and then bought the DLC probably for Indie because I loved it so much. But to buy it for a game I don't even own, I don't think I'd ever do that. So I don't know.
Yeah, other than that, I will say, as much as I haven't enjoyed Fire Emblem as of recently, Fortune's Weave looks interesting to me, at least in the sense of the settings, almost like it doesn't take place... Now, I may be misreading what the trailer is kind of giving, but it seems to me like it's less like a war around the continent so much as it's like, hey, here's this like gladiator fucking tournament thing going on here, and this is like the main setting. There's probably going to be some skirmishes here and outside, but it seems like the central theme of this game is going to be whatever this arena tournament thing is.
Yeah.
At least that's the sense I get from the trailer, which if
Yeah,
that's
same.
the case, that's an interesting concept.
That is. I was actually, because like I know we've kind of talked shit mostly about this direct for the most part. There was actually some stuff, including that Fire Emblem, I was quite excited about, and I actually loved, because I love Fire Emblem, especially since the Switch, and that one looked very, very interesting. And it does seem to be connected to Three Houses because of the girl at the end. I don't remember her name, green hair girl. She's from
I knew
Three
that
Houses.
had to be something. I just never finished
Yeah.
any major game to figure out what it was, but I'm like, that must be a reference.
Yeah, so I feel like it's that there might be a war going on, the Three Houses War, but you're a character that's like in a coliseum because, hey, it's war, so why not make a coliseum and throw people, victims of war, in there instead or something like that? I don't know.
It's
I'm
why I kind of
completely
like,
guessing, but-
Blazing Sword, like the OG one that we got on Game Boy Advance. You literally were just like there and just got thrust into something, and you're just like, well, fuck, all right.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That does look good. I am excited for a new Fire Emblem game because, I mean, it hasn't been that long. Engage wasn't that long ago, but
I still wish Nintendo would stop being fucking dumbasses and finally put those games on PC, because Lord knows they would make so much fucking money.
oh god, they would make a killing. It'd be insane.
Like the only the only reason Dark Deity probably exists on Steam is because that guy realized very quickly that no one's making it. So he's like, screw it, I'll do it. It's like the same reason that the Stardew Valley dev was like, well, fuck, Harvest Moon doesn't seem to want to try, so I'll try.
yeah.
I'm going to circle back to that because I'm not done talking shit about this direct.
Okay.
Speaking of Stardew Valley, once again, we're now copying Stardew Valley with Dinkum. Like, that's just Stardew Valley now. Like,
Yeah,
one-
I don't know
like-
who made. Was that an indie game?
I think that was
like
an indie.
third party indie. Yeah, I could see that. There's so many of those like farming games now.
Yeah.
It's insane. I loved that genre. I've had to kind of step back from it because I'm like, I'm not. Oh my god, there are so, especially on PC. Kaylan, if you went on Steam and even just typed in farming, you get like 20 different Stardew Valleys, but some of them are in like a forest, some have dragons, but they're all just Stardew
So
Valley.
it really is Stardew Valley in the sense it's a single developer from Australia.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd believe it.
Oh, yeah, and that's the thing. It's the most Australian game ever. It's like, animals are dangerous and can kill you. I'm like, 100% that's Australian.
So it's not Stardew Valley, it's dangerous Stardew Valley.
Yeah, Stardew Valley only had like a cave with bats. That's only the only bat.
You had to go
bat
look
like,
for the
slimes.
danger. The danger
You had to
finds
look.
you.
Yeah, this one in Australia, it's like, I'm going to go cook some food. You died. A spider bit you. It's
There's
over.
a spider in your shoes. I'm sorry. Tough luck. Oh,
Yeah.
and then I want to talk about the most creepy game on here. The Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream. That
Yeah.
game, what the...
Yeah, that's like a Nintendo series that, it's, oddly enough, people I saw online were like really excited for it because there hasn't been one in so long.
Yeah, because
And
that was
I'm
like a DS game.
yeah, because it
But,
was like a
like-
DS game, but why? It
Oh
is
my god,
so
like, it
weird.
looks creepy.
They
It's
put
like,
the
hey,
Virtual Boy. They don't need a reason to bring something back.
Do you like the
Adam's got a point.
creepiness of Mies, but want the voice of that first text to talk that used to write dirty words in? Great, we've got the game for you. Like, it is so weird. Like, just hearing those people talk, it is so weird.
Yeah, and the things they were doing with the memes and it's like the Mies, there was like a big one and then there's a bunch of little ones. I don't know. I couldn't even keep up with. Every time I see that game, I'm like, this is not for me. I'm okay enough with real life to just go see that instead of this life.
That robotic text to speech was just weird.
You know what is for you though, Chris. You can finally play Resident Evil Requiem on Switch.
I actually wrote that's one of the things I was impressed with. I'm never fucking playing that game. Let's face
Okay,
it.
fine.
Like,
Fatal Frame 2.
Chris,
Sorry, I
here's what we're gonna
misunderstood
do.
you.
Chris, we're gonna buy you that Virtual Boy device, and we're gonna play Silent Hill Requiem on the Virtual Boy.
No, I'm not doing. There's good gravy. I can barely get through.
Now
it
I
in
know
the
why
middle
the
of
thing's
the
going to be $10 because it's going to be fucking broken.
yeah. But I would say, like, because they were showing footage of the new Resident Evil on the Switch, that actually looked impressive for running on a tablet of all things. Though Capcom is like one of the best when it comes to making a Resident Evil game, and it will run on your calculator. Like the amount of things that the Resident Evil remakes and stuff have been running on, it's crazy. I don't know what game engine Capcom has, but like keep going with it. Like use that. Do not use Unreal Engine 5. Use whatever the fuck you have made because it looks fantastic and runs fantastic. It's crazy.
I do want to give a shout out. Like, we're talking about the games that were good because I know I've been like dumping on this a lot. Hades 2 looks amazing.
Oh, hell yeah. And that's like the perfect like Switch game. I played through Hades 1 on my Switch. Fantastic idea. Like, my God, it's just such a portable, like pick up and play one more run kind of game. And that artwork, oh, beautiful.
Well, Hades 1 was one of my original like game of the years when that came out.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to play 2. It's one of those, I might not pick it right away, but like it is definitely my radar. Whether I get it on the Switch or whether I get it on PS5 is to be seen because I also have the Portal, so
Right.
I don't know. It's tough to say.
That is true. What about you, Adam? Anything else you saw that you liked?
Well, I mean, I originally was about to say, like, how the hell is freaking Rebirth going to work on the Switch too? And then I realized, well, they are putting Cyberpunk on it, so.
Cyberpunk runs, but I mean, Cyberpunk ran well on a PS5. Rebirth did not run well on a PS5, so I have no idea how they're going to get that to run on a Switch.
And then probably the last one too, somehow.
Yeah, like Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to the Switch, I can see that. That was like a PS4 game that ran at like 4K 60 on a PS5. Like they were able to just take the PS4 version and make it like look nicer and run better. So I can see how they could port that at like 30 frames per second onto a Switch. But Rebirth, I got no idea. Like, I just don't see that being feasible at all. Like, I just don't. Like, don't get me wrong, they've surprised me. I don't know if either of you have seen the Star Wars Outlaws footage on the Switch. That makes no sense that it looks and runs as good as it does. Because if you try and run that game on, say, an ROG Ally, even an ROG Ally X, it does not look as good as it does on the Switch 2, and the Switch 2 is not as powerful. It's just they've actually been able to figure it out. I think it's because it also uses like DLSS, that upscaling technology that the other ones can't use because it's AMD. But like the comparison shots, I watched somebody play it on a Steam Deck versus Switch 2. Technically, they're about the same power-wise. The Steam Deck was running at like 12 frames per second, and all of the foliage was like gone because it was on ultra-low settings. And then there's the version on the Switch 2, and it looks like just a lower resolution version of the PS5 game and running at 30 frames per second. But still, like, it looked fantastic where it's like, if I didn't own a PS5, I would probably buy that on my Switch to play handheld because it looked fantastic. It makes no sense. So there's some magic, I guess, that developers are pulling off. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, like, it's still cool to see like more games getting added, like games like Virtua Fighter 5, 2 Point Museum, Power Wash Simulator 2. Obviously, we saw that they're reimagining Dragon Quest 7.
That's my number one excited game.
Interesting, because it's playing more like 11 now.
Yeah, because 7 was like that weird one where it was like, I never even got a chance to touch it. I don't even remember what it was on. But
let me check.
Yeah, when I saw that was being remade, I was like, oh yeah, that is my number one game.
OG PlayStation.
Yeah, OG PlayStation, yeah. It's a weird art style they went with, but still, I'm extremely excited for that because they've already done Dragon Quest 3 and 1 and 2 are coming later this year. So to have also 7 coming out.
I've also just started to ask the question, hey, so where's 12?
12 is being worked on, and we have seen a logo. I'm pretty sure that's it. I think they're behind.
You seem to have a lot of time for everything else.
They
Also,
have like
hey,
4
Square,
other Dragon Quests.
You seem to have all this time to like redo, Final Fantasy games and Dragon Quest games. I'm sure me and Chris mostly are collectively going, you got other stuff in your library that you could also do, right?
Hey, Final Fantasy Tactics comes out this month. Let's not upset Square.
Take it
away.
It's not like there's like some time travel games out there that could use it. I say that as you technically remastered one of them. Technically.
Oh yeah, no.
The fans did most of the work recovering the rest of it for you idiots because you couldn't do that right.
And this is the Anti-Square Enix podcast.
Well, I'll stop being anti-Square when they stop being anti-stupid.
To be fair, I think the better title for this podcast is just the Burning Bridges podcast. We just continually burn bridges with everybody.
Yeah. Oh, there goes our Nintendo
No, we
sponsorship.
already discussed this. The title of this week's episode is The Virtua Boy.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Dragon Quest 7. It's weird. I think all the games I was actually really excited for weren't first party. Because I was very excited for Metroid 4, but then I was like, motorcycle.
It's kind of
Now I'm
poetic
less
based on
excited.
how we've all kind of been leaning as of the last little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not even Nintendo's free of the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, I hope Metroid 4 is still really good. I hope so.
I'm excited for the movie.
Oh, the movie's going to be fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Yeah. It's just like it was nice as an add-on for the Mario 40th stuff.
Who is the absurdly big name they're going to task for voicing in this next one now?
Chris Pratt. He's just going to do 2 voices. Another Italian.
Chris Pratt as Mario. Princess Peach, Chris Pratt.
I mean, at this point, since apparently we know he can do comedy now, I mean, Liam Neeson's got to be in here somewhere.
That'd be fantastic. I love Liam Neeson. I've loved him forever.
He's going to be the Luma.
No, if that little star character from Galaxy was Liam Neeson, and he's just doing his own voice, it's not even like this high-pitched
No,
little
Kaylan's
star
got
voice.
it right. I just need Liam Neeson to be like, Yoshi.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yoshi has to be in this because he has to.
Well, it's Galaxy, yeah.
Yeah, but Yoshi wasn't until Galaxy 2.
He's in the second one, so
Yeah.
he's in one of them. It has to be there.
But they have to. If they're jumping right from like the first Super Mario Brothers all the way to Galaxy, like they skipped a lot of the middle ground.
I
to get
mean,
there.
they kind of have to though. Like, let's be real. Like,
Yeah, all the other games are way
And
too
let me
There's
guess,
no real-
Sydney
there's no real
Sweeney's going to be
distinction.
Rosalina or some shit.
there's no way to like differentiate Super Mario World from Super Mario Land to like until you get to Sunshine, like it's all the same. And then you jump to Galaxy.
and you don't want to do Sunshine. That would not translate to theaters very well.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Mario's got a little bit of room. Like Sonic's already kind of screwed now, where they're like, well, I guess Metal Sonic and Amy Rose are now our big reveals at this point.
Yeah, but they fucked up because why are we did Sonic Adventure 2 and now we're coming back to Sonic CD? Sonic, what are you doing? What are you doing? But I'm very excited.
It's almost like there are only really 3 characters to care about in the main like friends part of that group. I don't know. We're gonna be like, what are we like gonna be super crazy when Big the Cat shows up in the post credits of the next one?
You damn fucking right, man. You just
Silver
show
the
him and he goes,
Hedgehog.
Froggy, and that's it. That's the whole scene. That should be the whole movie. Just the dude fishing. It's just like a Sega fishing game or movie.
No, the post credits will literally just be a close up of a fishing rod in a lake, and that's it. Not even a line. Just to
I'm
really
calling
piss
it.
you off.
After this next Sonic movie, the post credits is going to be Knuckles running into the Knuckles Chaotix crew, and then they're going to have a Knuckles movie because they will have to do something different.
Either that or they're like Sonic's gonna meet that girl from from Sonic 06.
Oh God, no!
And we'll finally be able to finish.
Chris, the well only is so deep on the Sonic canon. The well
No,
is
we've
so
got
deep.
Sonic Unleashed, Sonic and the Secret Rings,
Sonic and the Black
Racing,
Knight.
Sonic and the Black Knight. Oh God, I hope none of those get made. Not a single one of those. Oh, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. Also, the new Sonic Racing looks good on Switch too. I guess that's a thing, though it's releasing everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think we really care much about that one at that point. We're just like, yeah,
I'm
it's,
happy that you're happy, Chris.
it's
I'm
Mario
not happy.
Kart,
It's-
but not Mario Kart.
I'm not paying $93 for Sonic Racing. I looked. I was like, oh man, I love the Sonic Racing series. I think that they're actually fantastic, but they're like a $60 to $20 game, not
I've already said my
93.
piece about Sonic Racing and why he needs a car. I'm not going to revisit that.
Because to make it
No,
fair,
I'm not revisiting it.
It's for the same reason that Ubisoft thought Splinter Cell needed an anime, Kaylan. It's just
I'm not
to
I'm
piss
not
you
discussing
off.
this.
Just to piss
Wrap
you
it up.
off.
Wrap it up, guys. We're done.
No, I will not wrap this up. You're gonna have to sit there. Did they put out another trailer for it recently, Chris? Remind me. Did they put another trailer out
Yes,
for the new?
and it looks amazing.
maybe I don't know. If we upset Kaylan, he's gonna flip his bar stool of a desk, and then he's gonna have. It's just,
yeah, there's
we're gonna
not.
see a
You can't,
webcam go
it's not.
flying.
What do you call it? You can't call it flipping the table at this point.
It's much easier to throw a chair.
yeah, that's true.
Oh,
That's
you're in
true.
your pro wrestling phase now. Got it.
Yay!
Trying to think if there's anything. I'm just quickly reading my notes. I mean,
There's
the
a
only
lot of
thing
like
is, like
little things that look
indie
cool.
wise, I thought that Stormlancers game was kind of cool looking because it looked like a 2D roguelike, but with like Smash Brothers sort of like fighting elements. It kind of
Yeah.
looked like to me.
Yeah, that one did look cool.
Like that was kind of curious. Like what? It kind of reminded me a little bit of that mode. What was that mode that they did in Brawl where it was kind of like a story adventure mode?
I can't remember what it was called.
What was that? Because it was like some weird fucking name.
Yeah, I mean they had to. It has to be a weird name.
Subspace Emissary. That's right.
Yes, that's one. That's the one.
Yeah, it kind of has that kind of feel to it. But like other than that, bunch of other random stuff that it's like, if it comes to PC, maybe I'll take a look at it. But I don't know to switch to, and not sure if I ever will at this point because I really don't need a Virtual Boy that bad.
Actually, the Virtual Boy is going to work with Switch One, I think, too.
There you go.
Oh, that changes everything. Now I really need that Virtual Boy. Although to be fair, my girlfriend was joking that she wanted one, and I'm like, well, that's your money, I guess.
If we see a Virtual Boy like behind you one day during the podcast,
You know I didn't buy it.
we are not letting it down. We don't care. We are not. You're
Well,
not living that down.
if that
ever.
was the case, I'd never let it in this room.
No, you don't understand, sweetie. I can't put it on the shelf. The guys will make fun of me.
Yeah. We start the podcast one day. Adam's still on the desk.
Yeah, don't worry about all.
Oh, hey guys.
Don't worry about all the anime figures and shit. No, that's not what I want to be made fun of for. The Virtual Boy, though. Oh no, we have standards here.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, Nintendo.
But anything
most
otherwise,
confusing
anything else
company.
that people wanted to mention, or does that kind of cover our bases here?
That's good for me.
Yeah, all the things I loved, I've already mentioned. Dragon Quest VII, that was my number one. That was my surprise. I didn't know that was
It just
coming.
seems like overall, like this was a direct that looked like they had stuff at the table. Like you look at the list of games there, and there's Metroid, there's Fire Emblem, there's Pokemon, there's Mario. There was even Hyrule Warriors. Like we did forget to mention that, but like honestly, unless you're into Dynasty Warriors, like you don't care.
I'm not in. I had the one on Switch 1. I did not like it. It wasn't like the game was bad. I just don't like Dynasty Warriors, and I proved that to myself by buying it and further not liking it.
But like if someone tells you, oh, all of these franchises were here: Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Kirby, Yoshi, like all of this was there.
All
You're
of
like,
them.
Damn, this must have been a great direct. And then you watched it and went, there's nothing there.
No, because like Kirby is like Kirby Air Riders, which like I don't have any interest in a Kirby racing game. And then Yoshi is like, the kids game. Mario was a remaster and tennis.
Like, what's the biggest thing? A movie that we already knew was going to come?
Yeah. I would say Fire Emblem. I would say Fire Emblem is probably, like, if you're into Fire Emblem, that was actually, like, a big surprise and kind of kept as their one more thing. I would say that's the one and only first-party thing that, like, actually probably hit the way they were expecting it to with people who like that.
And then the small amount of you that's like, oh my god, thankfully I'll finally be able to play Final Fantasy VII because somehow the Switch is the only thing I own.
Yeah, I don't know who they are. It has to be people who own it on a console and they just want to finally take it on the go to replay it. It has to be that.
Well, the PlayStation, what's its name exist?
Portal? Yeah, but taking that in a car.
It's not a suit. No, it's not as portable. It's not as portable.
Don't
as
ruin my narrative.
Don't ruin my narrative. No, I tried to play Hot Shots Golf on the Portal and it's impossible. The latency makes it impossible to actually play. I was like, that's okay. Whenever I want to play it portable, I'll just do that. And I tried playing on the couch upstairs and like, you're supposed to hit here and I hit here. It was just like, I'd press the button
sure
way over
that's not a
here and it
skill
would
issue?
just continue. No, it's definitely not a skill issue because when I play on the TV, I'm fantastic. And you give me Portal, there's a delay. It's
I don't
like,
believe
it
it. You
feels
said
way too
last
long.
time that we were talking about this game that you were bad at it.
I'm not amazing at it, but I'm a lot better than with the latency of like literally you have to guess before you're at the point to press the button, press it, and then hope it lands where it's supposed to after. It's like training your brain to be like a full second ahead of what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, nobody buy that on PS5 if you want to use the Portal. It's just off enough that it's impossible.
Nobody buy that. You hear that, Nintendo fans? Don't buy the Virtual Boy.
No, that's okay. Yeah, well, that too, but it's not what I'm saying. But I approve of that.
I have to keep coming back to it because it doesn't make any sense. Okay? What are we doing?
Imagine it turns out to be like the best peripheral that's ever been made. It's the most popular thing. We've been wrong about like the PS Portal and stuff before. Yeah.
But that never existed before.
Streaming it. Well, true. Not exactly. I don't know. People will buy it and we'll make fun of them.
We know they will. But you know what people will also do? Subscribe. Because, hey, there's the last segue I can make here. But yeah, that's going to do it for this week's episode, folks. Thank you so much for checking us out here. So you know the drill. You're on YouTube. Like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content. Friday, Chris and I know Kaylan decided that apparently he could actually show up early than usual, so he got to participate in a little game that we did. We played a little 21 questions, and
I owned it.
Well, thanks for spoiling it.
Go find out how.
Yeah, find out how. There you go. Well, there's the selling point. Find out how Kaylan makes... You know what? Watch it just to watch my soul get crushed, being like, great, I'm not getting to have any fun watching people squirm on this. This is... yeah. But yeah, we'll be doing that, and then probably the week after we'll be starting a new series again. We'll figure what that is. Haven't quite decided. I have a good idea of what I want to do with it, though. But otherwise, if you're listening on any audio platform, Spotify, Apple Music, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, all that jazz, if you have the ability to rate us, please do so. Otherwise, share with all your friends, and you guys know the link tree. And if you don't know, linktr.ee/pixelplay podcast, link to our Discord, link to our socials. We're back on TikTok because we're back to doing shorts because I finally have a system that doesn't require me to spend way much extra time friggin' looking for clips. Yeah, no more work for me. So we're actually back on the TikTok side of things. We're doing YouTube shorts again along with that as well. So you'll see a little bit more stuff throughout the week now. Granted, there won't be like long form videos like obviously this and the side quests are, but you know, I can only do so much, guys. I'm just one person, okay? Can't do all the work around here because these two certainly, they're just here to look pretty. That's what they're here for.
I just show up.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's going to do it for this week. So wherever you may be, take care. Have a good day, afternoon, night, whatever it is. Bye-bye for now.